Yeah, well, my dad was a barrister, but he also had a dark room. I would go in there and watch him developing pictures, and it was always of very beautiful women. And it was like a magical thing watching these images appear. And I just kind of fell in love with it. And it's also that instant thing. I mean, I've always been interested in portraits, never in kind of inanimate objects. Yeah, it's always just been about people. When he packed all his stuff away, and I lived with my mum, and then I got all his old enlarging equipment, and I turned my bedroom into a dark room. There's so many gay jokes in all of this. And I just basically taught myself photography. It was all trial and error and teaching myself.
At this point, with everything you have done and the amazing books and exhibitions and images you create, do you still feel that imposter syndrome? Why?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's a huge. Oh yeah. I made a joke about I want to do before I die. I have a book of all of my favourite things called A Lifetime of Lucky Shots. Is the name of my book. I mean, that day we were shooting when I was in Liverpool with you, and we're shooting at both times, shooting the Liverpool Queens. I'm scouting in the morning, and I was like, I don't know where's the light. I didn't know because I had to do so much. I mean, I'm so glad I settled on that alley. But because that's the thing, rather than going, trust, calm, you're going to find it because you always do. I was going, I can do a bit there and do a bit what, because I wind myself up into this crazy, and the same with Danny Beard. All right, the Drag Race story. I'd got my book deal, but the show had gone crazy in New York, so everyone was talking about it. I was very now well known in drag world. They came to me and said, would you be on? So I said, yeah, but don't make me insignificant, I said. They asked to mic me. They went, oh, tall English guy, this should be fun. Let's get him on mic. And I went, okay. But I was at the end of a runway with no one to interact with. So I was on hot mic, talking to myself, complaining. And then finally, so I went to the first night, the screening. So I'm watching the show. They go into the white room. I'm not announced. And I thought, okay, what's going on? This doesn't look good. And so then they cut to the runway, and there's like a quarter of a second. And I remember in my head going, don't kick off. You're at the launch party, you're around everybody, do not kick off. I kicked off. And when I first shot drag in Sydney, Courtney wrote me an email thanking me for what I was doing for the drag community, because I was shooting it in a totally different way. I was shooting everything you ever saw was some wistful, sad man in a wig doing their makeup in a mirror. It was about absolutely understanding that they spent 3 hours doing their makeup, and so it was just lighting it and lighting the art form of it.